What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to the Blazers Uprise post-game show here on a Thursday night, the final game before the All-Star break, as the Blazers have 7 days off after this, and they go into the All-Star break with a bit of a dud, losing to the Minnesota Timberwolves 128-91, an awful first quarter, 44-14. That's brutal. An awful first quarter that the Blazers tried to battle back from, cut this game to 8, cut it close, could not turn the corner, could not pull it out, end up losing by, 27 points. So, rough night. Scoot Henderson gets the start. He's going to be starting from now on. We'll talk about that. And I'm also joined by my very good friend, Rich from RipCityRetro. Rich, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's going on, Tori? It's good to see you. And in case chat doesn't know, I'm coming to you from hell itself. This is fine dog meme background, because I thought that was appropriate based on tonight's game. But yeah, we'll get into it. But I'll go ahead and change this in a minute. But I just wanted to do that for chat. So what's up, chat? I have brand new equipment. I can finally see what you guys say. So be nice. And Elizabeth Allen, I saw that. Anyway, it's good to see everybody.
Yeah, good to see you all. We're gonna have Eric in here shortly. Got a new 3-person setup. Also, Rich is freezing a little bit, but it's all good. Anyway, looking forward to just kind of kicking back, talking about this team, talking about the first half of the season or so, talking about what I'm looking for out of the second half, talking about Scoot starting, and all that good stuff. So Eric had wreck. He says he lost. I also had wreck, and then I also had my computer be a wreck. It was rough trying to get the stream set up. My computer just hates me today, but it is what it is. But man, Rich, not the way you want to go.
I feel left out. I wish I had rec tonight. I mean, the only thing that I played tonight was with my Huskies. We played Find the Poop, and I found it. So that's really the only game that I really played tonight. But yeah, how did you do at rec, by the way?
Dude, I don't want to talk about it. I just don't want to. I'm not. Okay, I didn't play for 2 weeks. I'm a little overweight. I'm a little out of shape. I need to get in better shape. My ankle that I sprained 5 months ago still is weak. Like, we're out here struggling, man. So it's going to be an uphill climb over the next couple of months. Shots not falling. It was pretty brutal. So I don't want to talk about Rick tonight.
Okay.
Maybe Eric will talk about his game, though, because I'm sure Eric did some things, but yeah, looking forward to getting Eric on here too. Let's just break down this game, Rich. I mean, Scoot starts, and the Blazers start poorly, and if one believes in correlation equals causation, they'd say, well, look at that. Look what happens when Scoot starts. This team literally can't do anything in the first quarter, but Minnesota showed us tonight why they are the top team in the West right now, and before this game, Eric and I picked this game in picks against the spread, and he was saying normally the Blazers play pretty well, especially against good teams on the final game before an All-Star break. Normally those teams are just looking forward to an All-Star break, and, you know, like that game against the Warriors back a few years ago where Dame went off. I think it was Dame's first 50-point game, so I guess that was more than a few years. That was like 8 years ago, but that didn't happen today. I mean, Minnesota just absolutely boat raced Portland in that first quarter. I'm happy about the way they fought back. I'm happy that they didn't quit on this game. I'm happy they were able to cut it. But, man, yeah, I'll just give you the mic. You can analyze this thing however you want to, as you do best. And I don't know, what were your thoughts on that first quarter rough start for Portland?
You know, maybe I'm just in a really good mood. Valentine's Day was yesterday. So maybe I'm just in a really good mood, but I came away watching this game, and in particularly the first quarter, and I just wanted to talk about Minnesota for a second. This is so weird, Tori, to put it this way, but I came away just thinking it was actually a joy to watch Minnesota play tonight. Much like they played in the fourth quarter and kind of, you know, they whipped the ball around and they out-executed us in the fourth quarter of the previous game. But tonight's game, I mean, I was so impressed by how they came out and took it to us right away. They're so well coached. They know who they are. It made me think about the fact that Chris Finch is such a good coach. And I remember when they got him as their head coach 3 years ago, right around this time at the All-Star break. And I remember when people were thinking, what are they doing bringing in a brand new coach who's an assistant on another team? Well, this is what they were doing. And I remember when they hired Chris Finch, I was like, oh, damn it. Like, I was hoping that we were going to go and interview Chris Finch because that was the year that we ended up getting the 6th seed. We lost to Denver in the playoffs, and then they ended up getting rid of Stotts. So Finch was somebody that was on a very, very short list to me of somebody that I thought would have been great for the Blazers. So to be able to watch Minnesota tonight, I predict that they're probably going to have a lot of trouble in the playoffs. I mean, they'll be, they're going to have to learn to play as a favorite now when they get into the playoffs, right? They probably won't have a lot of trouble in round one, but once they get into some of those later rounds, their youth will probably show, but they've got such a high ceiling. And I don't know, there was just something about watching them play tonight that was really a joy to watch. It's great to watch a well-coached team, and we don't get to see that a whole heck of a lot. But going to the Blazers, as good as Minnesota was in the opening quarter, the Blazers were probably just as bad. I really felt like the first quarter was more about what Minnesota was doing and less about what Portland was not doing. Somewhere Stephen Vaughn is very happy and willing to tell you, and I will just go ahead and channel and say, Anthony Simons is very bad in the opening quarter, Torrey. He was really bad. He did not impact winning at all. But Ant had a really bad start to the game. Got a technical in the first quarter, which I actually do like to see the feistiness from Ant when he feels like he's not getting respect from the refs. But, yeah, it was just kind of a rough game all the way around. They fought back like you kind of expect them to fight back, especially in this most recent, 15 to 20 game stretch that we've had where they've been pretty scrappy. Quite frankly, I think a lot of decisions made at the trade deadline were made because of that good 11 to 12 game stretch that we had. But, in the third quarter, they're down 8. You got a Duop Reef 3 in the air to cut it to 5. So I was really happy. It was one of the more pleasurable routes that we've had this season. And, I just think starting off the day with the announcement that Scoot is going to start for the rest of the season, I don't necessarily think that was the plan for this team. But if that's how we end up getting to the destination that we're at, then I'm happy. So, I can't really nitpick too much tonight. I mean, we obviously weren't prepared to play coming out in the first quarter. That's been a running theme this season. But, Minnesota's just really good, and they really took it to us. I was very impressed with how they didn't rest on their laurels from beating us in the previous game. And this is what a really good contending team should do. They should step on our throat, in the second game of a back-to-back. So I came away more impressed with Minnesota than I was, bummed out at us. But that's just me.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading chat, and they are loving your Frozen pictures, Rich. You're frozen.
So am I frozen?
Yeah.
That sucks.
You're like frozen for like 15 to 20 seconds at a time.
Okay, well, so I am getting older, so that's probably just a moving picture, chat.
Yeah. I mean,
it's actually just me.
Anthony Edwards isn't saying like that dude. Hopefully, Scoot can become that level of player because you just see his ascension and it just changes the trajectory
or Shaden
of the team or Shaden. I mean, I don't know who, but like you need that caliber of player, right? You see how much they struggled last year, and then Anthony Edwards right now is arguably a top 10 player in the league so far this season. Their size is finally defending well. Chris Finch, I remember a lot of people wanted David Vanderpool hired for the Portland Trail Blazers, or not for the Blazers, for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He was an assistant there, and we're kind of upset that they went with Chris Finch. But so far, that has paid dividends for Minnesota, and it's paid off for them. So shout out to them, man. They're playing great. This Blazer team struggling today, and this team is undersized. Especially when they're starting Grant at the 4. Points in the paint, 66 for Minnesota. They just punished us with their size, but they also shot the 3-ball decently, 11 for 30, 37%. But they're going to be really interesting once the playoffs come around, because they are a team that maybe some teams can match up with. And if you can match up with their size and you can get any perimeter defender to slow down Anthony Edwards at all, I think you have a pretty good chance of beating this Timberwolves team. But I think for some teams, their size is just going to be something that other teams can't overcome. So it's going to be really fascinating to see who they play in the first round and in the second round, what those matchups are, because for the best team in the West, I think they are very matchup dependent, and that just creates a storyline that I think will be fun to play out. But Portland, on the other hand, 42 points in the paint, 28% from 3, 8 for 29, did not shoot the 3-ball well. Anthony Simons has been struggling. He was 3 for 8 from 3, which is fine, but 1 for 7 inside the arc. He did have 6 assists, but 5 turnovers. He's one of those guys, and there's a lot of Blazers this year where their finishing has regressed compared to last year. They're finishing at the rim. Ant's one of those guys. Shaedon Sharpe's been one of those guys. Scoot Henderson has struggled all season finishing at the rim. And I don't know how much of that is due to a lack of spacing. I don't know if there's a correlation between this team shooting 28% from 3 and Ant struggling inside the arc, but it sucks because in the first game, the game he got hurt, I thought he was attacking the rim downhill, going straight at the rim, finishing well because of it. Lately, he's kind of gotten back to fading away a little bit. But I think for him, he needs this All-Star break. Like, I think he's one of the guys that is going to come out of this All-Star break playing a lot better. He seems a little gassed. He has to carry a heavy, heavy burden with this offense. So he struggled again today. He's been in a little bit of a slump. I think a lot of it is finishing. This floor spacing isn't the best for that, but I think this break will be good for him.
Yeah, and I hope I'm just seeing comments about people saying turn my potato on and off. I don't know what that is, but I'm glad I could come to everyone from 1997. But beware the year 2000. Everyone, trust me, I'm coming from the past. But I forgot what the lead-in was to that. I got lost.
Yeah, Ant.
In chat talking about with Ant. I agree. He needs the break. I hope he doesn't get too much of a break post the All-Star break. I hope they don't shut him down. I heard you guys talking about that today. I really hope they kind of let him play his way through this thing. I don't want to see him shut down for the 3rd year in a row. So, these kind of nights are going to happen. I understand there are a lot of detractors out there for Ant. I'm getting a few here and there on RipCityRetro. And I get it. I respect the opinions that he's too light, that he's, I don't think he's too light. I don't think he's soft, et cetera, et cetera. However, I can look at the way that sometimes he gets a little bodied, especially when it comes to boxing out, rebounding, things of that nature. So I get the criticism, but I think there's still a way that Ant can be a highly efficient player on a team that has a much better roster construction. I think he may be asked to do just a little bit too much right now. And, you guys have talked about this many times. When Ant's got the ball, sometimes we have a lot of guys that are just kind of standing around watching him work, and that's not going to help him at all.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's still shooting the 3-ball well. It's just finishing at the rim, and it's just interesting to see that be a struggle for so many guys. Makes me wonder if some of it is just due to the fact that they're one of the bottom, 5-6 3-point shooting teams in the league, and they've had stretches where they can't buy a shot from the arc, and it becomes easy for teams to pack the paint, Sagan, help rotate earlier and contest those drives that he has. So it's frustrating. Like, people know I'm one of the biggest Anthony Simons defenders. I think he can be a number 2 option on a good team. On a championship team, maybe he's a number 3 option, but right now he's being asked to be a number 1. The good thing about that, even when he struggles, is he's learning things. He's learning how to deal with traps. Defenses are loading up to him. He has, a ton of gravity, and that's backed up by some advanced metrics that are designed to measure that. So there's a lot of good things. He's being defended by opposing teams' best player. He's the number 1 guy to stop on a lot of teams' defensive game plans, and that's going to make things tougher on a night-in, night-out basis. Like, he definitely misses being able to play off a guy like Dame. Definitely made it a lot easier for him. So,
sure.
Despite him being in the league for 6 years, you expect him to have some growing pains being used in a role like this that he's never been in. So that's where I am patient with him through struggles like this, and hopefully he can continue to improve. He's only 24 years old. People forget he's been in the league for so long. He's only 24 years old. So he still has a lot of time to get better and a lot of things to learn from. And as Scoot gets better, I think it'll make it easier on Ant, having more talent around him, and especially having more shooting around him. I think that's the big thing. So he struggled today, and it's hard for this team to win when he's not making shots, when he's not scoring the ball, because they need it offensively. They don't have enough.
Well, I mean, when you think about Ant and you think about, not to bring up old stuff, but you think about what could have been had they had a much different summer and the franchise had different goals, if somehow they had brought in somebody like, say, a Jaylen Brown, and you've got Dame, Ant, Jaylen Brown, Jeremy, and Nurk, what kind of opportunities is Ant getting in an offense like that, where he's a third, maybe fourth option, and his ability to shoot the ball, and especially catch and shoot the ball? I mean, we're talking about a completely different player and a completely different weapon. So, I kind of talked about this on the channel the other day, but about how the franchise has just kind of, we've been doing things. Timing is so important in life. So we've been doing things with really weird timing. Like, Chauncey was never a rebuilding coach. You would have never hired Chauncey to start a rebuild. He wouldn't have been the kind of guy that you would earmark for that. He was your get a different voice for a group of veterans who seem to have tuned out their longtime coach that has gotten them to the playoffs, but they keep flaming out. So Chauncey was kind of your players coach to bring in for that. Then all of a sudden they shift gears, and now he's supposed to be a rebuilding coach, which he was never built to be. Same thing with Cronin. You're at the most crucial point in franchise history with Dame, and you don't have a GM in place who has navigated these kind of waters before. You're giving the job to a guy who, he's, by his own admission, learning on the job and things of that nature. And the timing for that kind of job was not this timing. So, we've been kind of putting square pegs into round holes for a while for the last couple of years here. And it would be a shame for people to undervalue what Ant can do by focusing too much on what he is having some struggles with and not appreciating the position that he's in. Because when people want to harp on, well, Ant's not a 1, that's not a condemnation necessarily. It's just, we need to identify our 1, our 2, and then still give Ant an opportunity to be a really efficient player on this team.
Yeah, 100%. So, enough with the Ant. Let's talk about, I don't know. You pick a player, Rich. Who do you want to talk about? Me and Eric normally like to go through guys on a player-by-player basis, so jump in on this. What do you think?
Okay, let's go to Matisse Thybulle. He was terrible tonight. Okay, now you pick a player.
That's all you got, really? Oh,
that's
man.
All I got. It was awful.
Okay, let's talk about Tamani's 5 for 5. Go ahead. You got something else.
No, I'm just saying I'm also buttering up to Chad by saying Matisse was terrible, but he was. So anyway, so go ahead. Yeah, so let's talk about Tamani.
Yeah, so I mean, he's made threes in 5 games in a row. Before that, he only made 1 3 in 11 games. So the shooting improvement is nice to see. He's been getting the start. He has 13 points in 18 minutes. He probably should have played more. He probably should have played more. I don't really understand it. He's 5 for 5 from the field, 18 minutes, makes his only 3, has 5 boards, couple of assists. I don't understand why he's not playing more than 18 minutes in a game like this. You need him defensively, especially him being maybe the best option to try and slow down Anthony Edwards, who has killed this team twice in a row now. I don't really understand it.
Yeah, I was watching the game with the sound off because I had other stuff going on, but I saw all of the game, but I didn't see any kind of report for any particular reason why Toumani wasn't playing more minutes. So maybe if chat, has an update on that or they heard something, but I didn't necessarily see any particular reason why he wouldn't have been out there, especially with a game with him going 5 for 5 like that. I would have liked to see a little bit more of him. I will say one thing. One guy we didn't really see a whole lot of tonight is DeAndre Ayton. 6 quick fouls. Yeah. He just had a really hard time staying on the floor tonight. And I think if I remember correctly, he had the best plus minus, which is still a minus, but he had the best plus minus on the team. But obviously that comes in very, very short order because he ended up fouling out. So I wouldn't necessarily think that Ayton would have trouble staying in the game with their bigs, because it's not like Gobert is necessarily, a rim runner and somebody who's going to, help you pick up a lot of fouls. But, yeah, it was a shame to see DeAndre not to stay in the game longer tonight because he's been so good for, the last 15 to 20 games or so.
Yeah, whoops, I don't know what I just did. Let me restart this call because Eric's trying to join.
And Adam Levine, it was silent Ayton tonight. Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to hang up, Rich, and then I'm going to bring in Eric and you, hopefully. That's the goal. All right. There's a join call button. Okay, hold on, chat. Okay, there we go. Start call. And I'm going to have to set things up, so just bear with me. But we'll get Eric in here. We'll get Rich in here.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm waiting on Eric.
Aren't we all?
I'm going to switch to... Let me just... Oh, I didn't make a graphic for that scene. Okay, never mind. Ayton Hater's been waiting for this game for the last month. See, I've been called an Ayton Hater. He had a bad game, but he's been playing great. I'm not going to hate on him. This is a tough matchup for him. It's a lot of size. They needed him in a game like this.
For sure.
So, him fouling out like that, I mean, if he's going to get into foul trouble against a team, it's going to be a team like this. It's going to be Anthony Edwards going to drive right at him. It's going to be, he's dealing with 2 7-footers. So, I'm willing to give him a pass. Eric still did not pick up. Okay. Let me try this again. And hopefully it works. Oh, wait. Is he there? Yes, he is. Cool. All right. You're good. You're good. Okay. You're fine now. All right. Let me set this up real quick. I
was ready. It just wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. It's glitchy. It's weird.
Elizabeth Allen blames me for what it's worth. And I'm fine with it.
Hey, Rich.
What's up, Eric?
I just want to give a huge thank you, Rich, for using part of your 100 free AOL hours to join us on stream.
You're welcome. Absolutely. And I want to congratulate you on losing your rec game tonight. And, I made $50 off that, so thank you.
Oh, nice.
At that. Yes.
Oh, man, if I would have known, I would have played worse. And
you'd have tanked it more? Well, it's good. It's good to see both you guys smiling again. I was worried about you both on Sunday, so it's good to see you both. Although I did bet against your 49ers, I took Kansas City plus.
You have to bring up the Niners. I just got over it today, and now I'm sad again.
Well, I made money, so you.
Well, I did tell you to bet against the Niners, so you're welcome.
Yeah, but I did a teaser, so it was +9 for Kansas City, and then the over 35. So there was plenty of room in there for your 49ers to win.
I like how I thank you for coming on using your dial-up internet, and then you're like all mean to us, talking about the Niners and stuff. Man, what the heck?
Listen, man. You insult me one time, it's on. We're off and running.
How is that an insult? I'm grateful that you're using your free dial-up time.
He's embarrassed about him using AOL.
It's true. Look, man. Grandpa's computer's a little slow. All right.
Hey, you're at least moving. Your webcam's fixed. I don't know what happened, but
I know. I'm moving. What is it?
Didn't you get a new computer?
I did. This is all brand new stuff. I don't.
Yeah.
He is using his laptop webcam
it's
though.
Your internet.
Maybe it's Skype. Maybe it's my computer with Skype. I don't know.
I mean, Eric's
because this is what happens when you like when we record videos on Skype. You're always fading out with your internet. You and Tori, man, you guys need to fix your internet issues.
Hey, at least mine is peak performance, like at least 90% of the time. You know, the other 10% gets very rough. I got this Bleacher Report stream tomorrow. I'm kind of nervous, but it has been better lately. But streaming earlier in the day is kind of, I don't know why the internet's worse earlier in the day. Is anybody in chat a scientist that can tell me why my internet is worse earlier in the day? Because it doesn't make sense to me.
I think that might be the problem, that you're asking for a scientist, because I don't really think that's the kind of person that you need for the computer issue, but that's
computer scientist.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
An internet scientist. I don't know.
I have 2 questions for you, Rich.
Yes.
Well, one's a two-parter, but okay. How long does it take for you to connect to the internet, and what kind of sounds does it make? Do you have that impersonation?
Oh yeah, I mean it sounds like it sounds like you. It sounds like a jackass. It just exactly.
Yeah, nice. And then what's your username so we could all message you on
AOL? Something 69 because I'm irreverent. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I don't remember.
That's wild.
I'll try not to get us banned, Tori. You did
get us banned at this point. We lost by 27. Might as well have some fun.
So Eric, what was your favorite play of tonight's game?
I unfortunately didn't get to watch a lot of it. I watched parts of the first 3 quarters. I checked in at halftime. We cut the lead to 8. And I saw that Duop re-3 that you mentioned, cut it to 5 that he missed. And then, unfortunately, I played the second half of my game and looked at the score, and we were down by like 31. I was like, what the heck?
I got to tell you, I had 1990 perfect quarter flashbacks with Minnesota going up 44-14 on us.
Was that the
wrong
fourth?
guys. Huh? No, that was the first quarter against the San Antonio Spurs when the Blazers the perfect quarter.
I thought you were talking about tonight. Which quarter was it?
No, tonight. No, the first quarter was 44-14.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see the score. Every time I checked, it was closer than that, so I missed that part.
Yeah, but like I told Tori, I don't know if you heard it. I just came away thoroughly impressed with Minnesota. I thought they really showed me a lot tonight. So I think they're going to be really tough out in the playoffs. And I told Tori, much like you see a beautiful woman walking down the street and you're like, oh wow, that was watching Chris Finch's team tonight, because it was 3 years ago at the All-Star break that Chris Finch was hired by the Timberwolves, and now look at him. And he was somebody who I really hoped the Blazers could get to replace Terry Stotts. So, but that's my take.
Chris Finch is a beautiful woman is a phenomenal take.
His coaching, analogous. to a beautiful woman.
You and your analogies.
I love my
I think it's impressive to take care of business tonight if you're Minnesota. Like, you just don't want to go have one of those games like we talked about in the stream this afternoon where you just are checked out before the All-Star break. They probably still win even being checked out tonight, but it looks like they were locked in, and so that's impressive that they didn't have a big misstep, because they need all these games, man, especially against teams like the Blazers, for trying to secure that first seed and stay there, because there's a lot of teams right up there with Denver and Clippers and OKC that they have to fend off for that number 1 seed. Sorry, muted. Just not talking.
No, I'm reading chat. Chat lagged, and then chat started updating really fast, and it's slightly overwhelming. So I saw Mason got your tickets and said hi to your mom and said she was really nice, which she is. I agree with that. So I'm glad you found somebody for your tickets.
Yeah, he was the only one who messaged me. It was like an hour before the game, but
yeah, arena hype in the second quarter or something I read. Yeah. It's kind of sad that what we have to get hyped about most of the time is coming back from a big deficit, but, we'll take it, I guess.
Well, Samuel J. Larson has a great point. I mean, like, the Bucks had a misstep today? Absolutely.
Dude.
The Bucks lose to Gigi Jackson and Vince Williams. And
Trey Jemison.
Lamar Stevens. Like, they had no business losing that game. Dame was 7 for 21. That team is so disappointing. Yeah,
Eric, the theory that I had about, like, when I struggle playing basketball, Dame struggles.
Yeah.
I am playing, like, some of the worst basketball of my life. Today, I was awful today in, like, the last, like, month or two. So I'll take the blame. I'm washed, so Dame's washed.
I mean, he's been washed all season.
I've been pretty washed lately, bro. Yeah. I need to get in the gym or something, because I don't know what's happening to me.
Reddit has been talking about it a lot, dude. Tory's washed.
I'll agree with them. I'm very washed lately.
I think, man, I'd be interested, Rich, you're a good person to ask this too as well, but both of you.
Is this about AARP cards or what?
No, I mean, you're also a good person to ask about that, but if Dame stayed in Portland and Milwaukee traded their entire team to Portland, and Portland was then Milwaukee, it's the exact same team as Milwaukee has right now, but it's in Portland. Do you think Dame is, like, really good just because it's his team and they all came here, and he's not trying to fit in? He's the guy that's leading everyone, or do you think that has nothing to do with it?
I think you're probably right. I think you're probably right, because I think the culture of that Blazer team would be way better than the culture of this Bucks team.
It just seemed like such a funk, man, including Dame. Like, it just doesn't seem right.
Yeah. And they also have Doc Rivers, so, I mean, let's not,
What do you think of that, Tori? I
mean, Doc Rivers was an awful hire. Doc Rivers should have never coached an NBA team again. He's just not good. The Sixers replace him with Nick Nurse and instantly look like a more oiled machine. Like, they look better under Nick Nurse and Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is known for choking in playoff series. He won a chip in 2008. I feel like his entire career is just built off. He won a chip with the Celtics because he had KG and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. Like, come on. Back then, if you don't win a chip with those guys, that's kind of embarrassing. So I just don't understand
It's kind of embarrassing they only won one.
Yeah, I don't understand why he keeps getting hired. I don't understand why the Bucks hired him. Like, that's the guy you need? The retreads. I don't understand why these teams fall in love with these retreads that have proven to not be good NBA coaches anymore. It never makes sense to me. So, like, I'm kind of pissed they hired Doc Rivers. I want Dame to win a ring, obviously, but that's the type of hiring that just pisses me off. Like, why? What is the... And look, they're no better. They're literally no better. Like, this was not a coaching upgrade at all when you went from a rookie who had a lot of problems to a veteran who should be an upgrade over the rookie who had a lot of problems. It's not even an upgrade. If anything, this team is worse now.
Well, let me ask you guys the question. Well, first and foremost, have I ever told you guys the analogy, since Eric likes my analogies, have I ever told you my analogy for Doc Rivers?
No.
He is the guy who keeps getting all these dates with supermodels, but he has erectile dysfunction. So, like, he can't do anything with it. Like, just doesn't know what he's doing. But...
I don't know what that is. I am too wholesome to know what that is.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Check the chat. I'll send you links later. So,
I don't know if I want to click on any links regarding that.
It's all good. No,
Oh my!
But let me ask you guys a serious question.
Doc Rivers is Rich Finley.
Doc Rivers is good. That's funny. Hey, look, guys. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I want to hear your Doc Rivers. Come on.
Oh my goodness!
No, but no. So here's
you gotta yell for 5 minutes straight and then talk, and you'll sound like Doc Rivers.
I know. No, but do you guys think the Bucks would be better had Terry Stotts not left the team? Serious question.
You're asking us this question?
Yeah.
First, you bring up our Niners losing. Now you're asking us if a team would be better with Terry Stotts.
No, but look, I was frustrated with Stotts too. Like I went just as crazy as you guys did with the post games and the lack of adjustments and stuff like that. However, with a rookie head coach and the idea that Stotts was going to lead the offense, do you think the Bucks would have been better? I actually think they probably would be better, at least more structurally sound offensively, had he not left the team.
I think they would have been better because they would have actually ran some Dame pick and roll.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
that's all they need to do.
Yeah, it's not like nothing impressive. Just like, yeah, you're gonna utilize. You get a guy who arguably last year was the best pick and roll guard in the league. You bring him in, and you run some freaking pick and rolls with them. It's like not rocket science, but apparently it's lost on Milwaukee. So I don't know. Like, yeah, it's. I mean, they probably would have clashed, and they did clash, and I guess that's why Stotts left. But yeah, you never want a head coach and assistant coach to clash, so I don't know if they would have been better.
Do you guys think they are an early upset, like on early upset watch? And by early, I mean not getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. Because Cleveland looks really good right now. Hello, Alex Wolf. I just saw you come in the chat, but Cleveland looks really good. That would be a really interesting 2-3 matchup in the second round.
I don't know. I think Dame will be better in the playoffs, and Giannis will continue to physically dominate everyone. And I think they'll make the second round. I don't have any faith in them getting further than that, though.
Yeah.
I still think in 7-game series, it's tough to just think that Dame's going to struggle every game in a 7-game series and that you're going to be able to beat them.
Yeah, two guys.
I don't know. I would love to give Giannis truth serum right now and just see what he actually thinks of this situation he's in right now. Because wasn't he like 15 of 17 from the field tonight or something? And they lose. That guy is phenomenal still, and they have to figure this out. And he has to try to find a way to get Dame out of this funk. But I don't.
You don't think he regrets the trade, do you?
I think he regrets asking for a trade and being in Milwaukee. I think he said for years the grass isn't always greener, and I think all his personal problems and stuff, you can say, that would have happened still here in Portland, but he'd still be like here able to see his kids whenever he wanted and, around, living in his house and all that kind of stuff. So like I don't know, and that's why I asked the question because you brought up the Jaylen Brown thing, and unfortunately you were wrong about one part of that is we wouldn't have been able to keep that starting lineup and add Jaylen Brown. We would have had to trade Anthony for the to match contracts, so we wouldn't have gotten to see that, or Nurk and other players would have had to been involved. So yeah, like unfortunately we had no way of matching other than trading Anthony, but.
But Eric, you're forgetting. I'm stupid.
No, I'm not saying you're stupid.
No.
I'm just saying, like, unfortunately, we couldn't have seen that.
Oh, I forgot that.
But I was thinking about this before you even brought up Jaylen Brown. Is like, if Jaylen Brown gets traded here, still like we thought he might this summer, and it's like Dame and Jaylen Brown and Jeremy Grant or whatever. Like, I still think they're better than the Bucks. Like, I just think Dame's mindset is completely different if it's his team and he knows what to do in those situations. And I think you watch him today. I watched more of that game than I did this game just because it was on earlier. But there was a play where Dame comes off a pick and roll, is wide open down the lane, and he slows down and like kicks it out to a defended shooter. And like it's just like, this is not Damian Lillard. Like I don't know, like it's just not him. I just, it seems like he's trying way too hard just to be a part of the team instead of being like, I'm Dame, I'm gonna freaking take this game over.
Yeah, the thing is with Jaylen Brown too is like great off-ball fit. You know, he's not somebody like Giannis who's going to dominate the ball, and you know, Giannis of course should have a lot of touches. I mean, he's Giannis. But that was why I liked the Jaylen Brown fit with Dame, was because he excelled playing off of, you know, he excels playing off of Tatum, excels just as a cutter, catching the ball, attacking closeouts, that sort of thing. I think that would have worked really well off of Jeremy and off of Dame, and that's where I really wanted to see that fit. So, yeah, I don't know if I'd go better than Milwaukee right now because, you know, it's hard to top Giannis, but it's like, part of the problem there is there seems to be some tension. And there was tension with the coaching staff, with Griffin and Stotts before the season started. There's been tension, it just feels like, between players. Like, Brook Lopez hates Dame, according to some people. Like,
I don't get that at all.
Yeah.
I heard that. That's interesting. Wow.
I think that is as much due... I think their struggles are as much due to that than anything else. And if there's tension, like, I could see Dame not wanting to step on toes because he's the new guy, right? So, like, if everybody isn't on the same page as the new guy, I feel like it's easy to sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to try and not be the cause for any ruffling of feathers or any tension here because these guys have been together. So it's like, what changed, right? I don't think Dame wants it to be like, oh yeah, me coming here created tension within this team, even if it's not his fault, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a really weird dynamic. I think that's part of the reason why Dame has had games where he's passive, and I think right now he's struggling between trying to play like the style of play he's always played, trying to get a little bit more of a rhythm off the ball, and then trying not to step on any toes, ruffle any feathers, mess up the chemistry within the team, and it's just a really hard balance, especially when he has, you know, stuff going on in his personal life, and it's just a whirlwind of stuff leading to him playing bad, whereas if, like, he was still playing here and the Blazers, you know, got Jaylen Brown and had Jeremy Grant, right, I think he would be playing a lot better, and I think that team, to your point, might be better than Milwaukee because Dame would be playing better, so I just think it's a bad combination for him, unfortunately, right now.
You know, go ahead, Eric.
Well, I just want to say, like Debris said in chat, hate to say it, Dame would have thrived in Miami. And I believe that, too. I believe Miami would be really freaking good right now. And I'm not bringing that up because of anything Miami related.
Go be a Heat fan.
I just think that's why Dame wanted to go to Miami. He knew he'd be the number one option. He could play exactly how he wanted to play. He would have less defensive responsibility with Bam and Jimmy and all those guys, Coach Spoelstra coaching up good schemes and all that kind of stuff. And I think it would have been ideal. And that's another situation I think would have been probably better than Milwaukee, even though Milwaukee should have a higher ceiling than any team Dame is on. I just think I just think those kind of situations are tailor-made for him. Like Jimmy Butler's not going to care if Dame's shooting a lot because Jimmy doesn't care about shooting the ball. And Bam doesn't necessarily need to take a ton of shots either. And so and those guys are both good within the framework of an offense as well. So, and then you got shooting with Duncan Robinson and that kind of stuff. And then, whoever else they kept out of that trade. But I don't know. It's weird because like people say like, well, other teams are sure thankful they didn't trade for this Dame, but I don't think there's a lot of teams that you would see this Dame on if he was traded there. I just think this is a situation where Giannis is just so good. It's hard to like play the way you're used to playing as an alpha when you already have an alpha on the team.
Yeah, it's really hard to bring in a number two, like a superstar number two who's already established in the league, and you're not growing together. You're just slotting him in, and now he's your second best player. And I mean, Portland should know this as well as anybody else because when we traded away Clyde Drexler to Houston, like there were a lot of Rockets players that were not happy that Drexler was on the roster. You had Vernon Maxwell was very upset. He ended up getting himself kicked off the team.
Well, he played the same position as Clyde, so
played the same position as Clyde, but Kenny Smith wasn't happy. There were a lot of guys. Robert Horry wasn't happy. There were a lot of guys that were frustrated, but because Drexler and Olajuwon had such a close friendship, everything trickled down from the top to where everybody knew, okay, there's no way Dream is going to turn on Clyde, so everybody kind of had to get in line, and that gave Drexler a lot more confidence to assert himself in particular. And another thing that happened in that season, if you remember, Eric, was Hakeem went out for about 15 to 20 games that year with anemia, and Drexler then became the number one on the team, and they actually ran their offense through Drexler. So he ended up having like a lot of 30 and 40-point games and led them to victories basically as their number one option. And that made the other guys feel a lot more comfortable with what he would be able to do once Hakeem came back. And then they were able to just kind of, by the time the playoffs came, they were off and running. So it's a really tricky thing to be in Dame's position, to go to a new team and kind of have that comfortability to assert yourself. And he just doesn't have that history with Giannis like Clyde had with Hakeem. So this has been a much tougher transition than I assumed that it would be, because we just saw Dame have the greatest season of his career, and I just cannot believe that falling off this much. Like it a lot of it to me comes from thinking too much, trying too hard. I mean, he's not a rookie, but going to a new team kind of recalibrates everything for a player. So it's definitely been fascinating to watch. But I agree with you, Eric. They have one of the more interesting ceilings in terms of, I can totally see them putting it all together and clicking. And in a 7-game series, Giannis and Dame are going to be really hard to put out.
So you're saying someone needs to Nancy Kerrigan or Tanya Harding Giannis's knee and have him miss like 20 games, and then they'd be better.
Vancouver, Washington legend Tanya Harding. That's what we get up here, man.
Just Giannis sitting there saying, why?
So Rich, since we're on the topic, okay.
Yeah.
We got to shout out BetUS. And I want your Eastern Conference and Western Conference picks. So shout out to BetUS. No, I want you to pick them based on BetUS spread lines, though. Because it's easy to sit here and go, like Boston or Denver or whatever.
What do I think is a good value?
Yeah. We're going to start with the East. I'll read you off the Eastern Conference spread lines that they have available, and I'll tell you which one if you're going to place money on, which one you'd place money on given the value that you're getting back, right? You understand, like plus all that stuff. Yeah, cool.
Thanks for that.
I just wanted to make sure before I threw you into the fire. So
yeah, it's all good. By the way, side note, I want to make a request. right here, live on the show. Next year, I want to pick the spreads next year.
Okay.
I want to be a part of picking the spreads.
Well, we can definitely do that. Definitely do that. We'll definitely include you in that next year. Yeah, shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this post-game stream. You guys can receive 3 125% bonuses by using our link in the description box below in promo code JOIN125. That's JOIN125 to get 3 bonuses. Not 1, not 2, 3. That's a great deal from BetUS. If you got in on the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, like I told you to with BetUS, you would have profited just like Rich, because Rich was a smart man and knows that I'm cursed. So, yeah, shout out to BetUS. They got 24-hour payouts, 24/7 customer service, really reliable sports book. That's why they're America's favorite sports book. So, Rich, we're going to go through this. Me and Eric have already done this, but
okay.
We got, right now, the Boston Celtics are the favorite in the Eastern Conference, plus 130. Okay, the next team is the team we've been talking about, the Milwaukee Bucks, plus 245. Then you got the New York Knicks at plus 800, the Cavs at plus 900, the 76ers at plus 1200, the Heat plus 1600, the Pacers plus 2800, and then you got the Hawks and the Magic at plus 10,000. You got the Nets, Raptors, and Bulls at plus 25,000. So those are the lines for Eastern Conference winner for the NBA. Which one of those do you like the most? Which one of those would you put money down?
Okay, this comes with absolutely no bias. I'm not trying to take care of any friends or anything like that. But that if we're going strictly on value, that Cavs line is pretty tasty.
Yeah, plus 900. Plus 900.
Yeah, because they play defense. I really like their guard play a lot. They've been on a roll here recently, and they did such a great job of keeping things afloat while they had so many guys out with injury. They just kind of seem to be clicking at the right time. So if I had to look for a team that gave you really good value, plus 900 for a team that is sitting in the number 2 seed right now in the East is a really good bet.
Yeah, I like the Cavs too. The Knicks, those are the two teams that I think both of those teams right now could beat the Bucks the way they're playing. It just comes down to, can they beat the Celtics? Obviously, the Celtics are going to be favored, but plus 800, plus 900, great lines. And the thing is with that 125% bonus as well, the Cavaliers line basically becomes plus 2,000, because if you deposit 100, you get 125 extra dollars on top of that via the deposit bonus. So that's $225. You put that down, you win. The Cavs win the East. You get $2,000 on your $100 that you put in. So that's, it's plus 900, but with that bonus, it becomes basically plus 2,000. So really good deal with them.
Alex Wolf is putting that in right now.
Yeah, Alex Wolf loves you right now. The Western Conference, it's interesting. It's a little bit more spread out.
Yeah, this is tough.
Yeah, so you got the Nuggets plus 225, right? The Clippers are right behind them at plus 250, though they've been playing great since they got Harden. You got the Suns next up plus 700, Timberwolves plus 800, Thunder plus 900. You got the Mavericks at plus 1,500. Then you have 4 teams tied at plus 2,200. That's the Lakers, the Warriors, the Pelicans, and the Kings. And then you got the Rockets and Jazz at plus 25,000. So the lines there are more even than the Eastern Conference. Which one of those lines are you looking at, Rich?
I'm just going to go recency bias out of what we've seen, and I'll go with Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Plus
800, man.
The Clippers have been really good, but the Clippers, they still have. Look, an injury could happen at any time to PG and to Kawhi. You've got Harden, who, much like me in the beginning of this stream, just freezes for no reason in the playoffs. Obviously Denver is, just kind of lurking around, and I never want to discredit the champs. But if you want to look at value, you get an opportunity to get the number 1 team in the West with that kind of odds. I would pound the Wolves.
Yeah. What do you think of his picks, Eric?
Yeah, I like him. Pretty good.
I don't think you can go wrong with any Western Conference team. I think a lot of them are pretty fairly valued. I don't like the Mavericks at plus 1,500, But their trade deadline was impressive, though, so I don't know. PJ Washington could pick up. Yeah.
1,500. I like it, yeah.
You got Luka, but like if I'm going there, I'd rather just go with the Warriors at that point. The Warriors plus 2,200 have done it before. Kuminga's playing better, and it's like you look at plus 2,200 with that 125% bonus. You put in 100, you basically get 5,000 if the Warriors win. So those long shot odds, and you can always double up with like Warriors and Timberwolves or Mavericks and Timberwolves. So I would never really go for the top team, the favorite. It's just there's not as much fun in going with the Nuggets, and the Nuggets have struggled at times. They've struggled a little bit lately. But then again, that's championship pedigree. Like, one of the Nuggets and Celtics are probably going to make the finals. But I love that we can have this conversation because in the past it would have been like Cavs and Warriors at minus 200 or minus 300.
Right. Tyler asked if he sensed the slightest Minnesota accent. That is not accurate. I'm not from Minnesota.
Virginia.
I'm originally from West Virginia. West Virginia, it's a separate state, Eric. We parted from Virginia during the Civil War because we're not heathens, okay? And then lived in Los Angeles for 25 years. So I'm in the belly of the beast now. So no Minnesota accent.
No Minnesota. It's funny because chat preseason predictions last year had like the Timberwolves at number 2. So in case anybody doesn't know, like we'll do chat polls and like gauge based off chat before the season. We'll have them like pick their Western Conference and Eastern Conference rankings, and they were like on board the Timberwolves train.
That was like a meme though, because
but it was like a meme.
Tried to vote him like 14th, and then they
yeah. So like they memed Minnesota all the way up to 2. They were a year early, Eric, because now it's not a meme; it's real. They're up there. They're 1. So it's kind of funny looking back on that.
It's so crazy how it took just a little while for that trade to really come together in the best way possible that they had hoped. Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. I wish we would do something like that.
It would be amazing to do anything, but at least we're starting to scoot for the rest of the season. At least we did something positive. Let's talk about that. But once again, thank you to BetUS. Make sure you use that link, promo code JOIN125 for 125% bonuses on your first 3 deposits. Shout out to them for sponsoring the postgame show. So Scoot, we did something that we wanted. This organization did something that we wanted. And I was just like, I was giddy. I was overjoyed. I was so happy that they did one thing that I wanted them to do. It's kind of sad. Like, I was way too happy about them announcing Scoot started for the rest of the year, man. Like, it kind of made my evening. So I love it. And then Chauncey's quotes was basically exactly what I said, where, Chauncey says, I have to protect him, but I have to reward him as well. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but I have to reward him as well. And he's been playing good and he's earned it basically and that sort of stuff. So I love Chauncey's quotes on it. It was very strange being happy about something.
I hate the protecting stuff, but everything else is great.
Yeah, but it's to the point where, like, I understand it at the start of the year, he's struggling, so you can't just keep throwing him out as a starter with him playing that bad. So it's been obvious that they have been protecting him to a certain extent, but there's a balance between that and giving him more opportunity when he's playing better, more opportunity to develop and doing what's best for his development. At a certain point, he, in my opinion, he gets to a certain level where it makes sense to start him for development. Like, is he better than Malcolm Brogdon? No. But he's playing good enough that you can start him over Malcolm Brogdon for the rest of the season and have it make sense and have it be good for his development. So I'm happy that that's where they ended up. I'm a bit surprised, honestly.
Well, how much of this move is like playing horse with a 5-year-old? And the 5-year-old misses their shot and they go, and then you get the rebound and like I meant to miss it. And then you make the tip in. And so I feel like this is what that move is. Brogdon's hurt. So they're now going to take the opportunity to go, and Scoot's going to start for the rest of the year. Yeah, it's all part of the plan.
Do you think it's just because Brogdon's hurt?
Probably. I hope not, but.
I mean, if Brogdon didn't get hurt, was playing all these games, do you think Scoot would take his spot today?
Well, I mean, my whole thing is like Brogdon's supposed to be back, right? So if they didn't want to start him over Brogdon, why would they? They didn't need to say we're going to start him for the rest of the year.
Well, I think maybe it was just because of they don't know when Brogdon's going to be back. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Brogdon will be shut down.
Yeah, unless they know something.
We keep him past the trade deadline just to shut him down. And then
I mean, how many times was Justice reevaluated, never got back?
Yeah, with his bum ass ankle. Now I can relate to him, unfortunately. That's true.
We're still reevaluating. We're still reevaluating Justice.
Here's the thing. If Brogdon really is out for the rest of the year and Scoot takes off, I'm going to have a bone to pick with people overvaluing the vet mentorship of Brogdon when he plays for Scoot.
But he's probably still mentoring Torrey.
Yeah, they're going to say it's not necessarily.
So basically, our coaching staff can't do our job. We need our player to do the coaching staff's job from the bench when he's not playing.
Torrey. It's not what happens in practice. I mean, in the games. It's what happens in practice. Okay?
But that dude ain't practicing if he's hurt, so that's the thing, is that whole narrative falls apart if Scoot plays really well. Because people were literally acting like it was imperative, absolutely crucial to have Brogdon playing with Scoot to mentor him over the final part of the season. And it made no sense to me.
He watches film with him on the planes. No coach can do that.
No. Certainly not ours.
It's against the rules. Like, coaches aren't allowed to show film to players. So.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys low-key catch when Chauncey was talking about seeing Dame on the day that the Bucks played, and he said that Dame just came in his office and he said, "I was in the office and I was watching the games, as in like all the games that were going." So he's got League Pass up in the office, not watching game footage of the Bucks or anything like that, but he was just watching games. And then Dave popped in, and they just kind of. I got a kick out of that. I didn't know if anybody else kind of caught that, but that
I never heard about that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Taylor Packer says, "Well, Thibault playing terrible lately doesn't hurt Scoot's case for starting." Yeah, absolutely. Thibault been starting at the 2 several games, so him not being able to hit a single shot in like weeks, it feels like that definitely makes it to like, why are we starting him? Like, let's just start Scoot.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Allen says that Brogdon is a $20 million shower room mentor. Okay.
That we have to give 35 minutes a game. So, man.
All right, Rich, do not make a joke about that.
I am not going to make a Vince McMahon joke, I promise. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Yikes. Okay. No talking about showers, Elizabeth. You shouldn't have turned Rich on like that. Anyway. What do you guys want to talk about? Anything
Rich,
else from this game?
Valentine's
Are we just off the rails now?
We can't.
I should order my Del Taco now.
No. What is the go-to at Del Taco?
Oh, I'm literally 2 minutes late to DoorDash it, I think. That is depressing. Wait, is it good?
Maybe people
later on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
I'm still good.
Maybe people will donate so you can go to Taco Bell.
Dude, I haven't eaten all day. I played 3 basketball games.
What's your go-to, Rich?
At Del Taco?
Yeah.
I would get the chicken taco Del Carbone, or since I live in Los Angeles, it's the Del Carbone. And it's like if I saw the menu, I'd be able to order it. But it's some like chicken habanero taco, chicken taco. Those 2 things, they're super cheap, and so am I. So there you go. That's my go-to. What's your go-to, Eric?
I'm pretty basic. I love their just regular soft tacos, and I like their cheese quesadilla. and their crinkle fries. I don't know.
Gabe, I'll be over at Sun Valley Podcast anytime to talk Vince McMahon. Just have the bleep button ready. He was saying in the chat they're going to talk Vince McMahon very soon on the SVP.
Of course they are. They'll dive into anything, man. They are not afraid.
What is Tori ordering? Let's hear.
Not Del Taco because I'm 2 minutes late. I have my order literally picked out in my phone. I was gonna get some like strawberry lemonade. It was gonna be good, and unfortunately I am 2 minutes late, so now I have to find something else.
Man, I'm starving too, but it's too late for me to
Have you eaten today, Eric? Are we just out here not eating? Like, it's not good.
Well, I went on lunch at work at like 9:40 or something this morning. So yeah, that's when I ate.
Let's see my options right now. Chat, tell me what to order. We got Taco Bell, we got Wendy's, we got Wild Burger, which is basically Buffalo Wild Wings. We got Jack in the Box. Oh. We got Muchas Gracias. Oh. You're making moaning noises in my ear, Rich. What's up?
No, the Jack in the Crack. No way. Not a fan.
You don't like Jack in the Box, man? Okay.
No.
Okay. Well,
no.
All right. I like Jack in the Box. I might get it just because you don't like it, and you can watch me eat it on stream. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do all that.
I will agree. Wendy's is pretty good. I do like the burgers.
Yeah. So. I have a history with Wendy's, so.
Hey.
Speaking of that, did you do anything yesterday, Tori?
Yeah.
How was your?
Yeah. Well, not. It's not related to that restaurant or anything.
No, I know.
Yeah. So.
Nice.
Yeah, that was good. It was good.
Chad in chat says, Jack in the Box is great drunk food. Well, that makes a lot of sense because I've been drunk once in my life. So that probably explains why I don't like the food. So
the last thing I'm going to do, Eric, is let this chat know anything with my love life.
I know. Sorry. I know you try very hard not to bring it.
I think chat just assumes I've never talked to a woman before, and I am okay with that.
I was going to say, wait, you have a love
OGs know differently.
Well, we used to get into anything in the OG days. Mm-hmm. The people remember, but now we gotta know. No, you don't. Maybe if somebody donates, is Connor in here? Okay, Connor's not in here.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, maybe if somebody donates, if somebody donates $100, yeah, if somebody donates $100, I will answer 2 questions about it. AK, I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. There's 142 of us. Good job, Chad. Good counting. But no, one person $100. Yeah, no. We ain't doing that. John says I'm catfishing him.
Oh, wow, you didn't.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Hey, that game tonight, huh?
Taylor is wild, bro. Yeah, so basketball. We're bad at it. And the Timberwolves are really good at it.
We're really good at being bad at it.
Yes. The Timberwolves are really bad at being... Wait, no. Really bad at being good at it. No, that doesn't make sense. They're really good at being really good at it.
Yeah, we need a tankathon.
Okay. That's a great distraction for chat. Let's do it. I actually have a 3-person tankathon overlay that I have to match the webcams up to. It's going to be easier just to do it. So,
by the way, while you guys do this, let me I'll make a little conversation. What did you make of the fervor over Clay not starting today? People were
start today.
People were losing their minds about it. They're like, oh, for the first time in 12 years. I'm like, well, yeah, like that's the way it goes. Like,
he cost them the game last night, and I couldn't have been happier.
Yeah, exactly. So I just kind of looked at it.
He begged to come back in, and then he fouled, and fouled down 3 with like 30 some seconds left, they could have.
Yeah, they almost blew a big lead tonight.
Well, they blew a 15-point lead to the Lakers last night.
Yeah, they were only up 1 inside of a minute or inside of 10 seconds. Utah had a shot to take the lead on them, and they didn't get it. So, yeah, Golden State had to win again, make our pick worse.
He was 13 of 22 with 35 points off the bench, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So, keep coming off the bench. That's pretty good.
Look how beautiful this is.
Hey, Rich, did you win your Middle Tennessee Tech bet tonight?
What the hell is a Middle Tennessee Tech?
Rich bets on some like obscure over/under first quarter line of the Hawaii Western Kentucky game or whatever. Like he does some weird bets.
That's funny.
I love it though. I love it.
Last week was a pretty interesting event. There might have been a seven game teaser that I was texting Eric about while you were doing one of your shows, and I'm watching Hawaii at midnight, like praying.
I had to watch this. I had to watch the score because Rich had me intrigued. He had both, like, was that Hawaii to cover and
I had Hawaii,
the over
and the over, and the over shattered. I mean, it was way over. So I really just had to worry about Hawaii. So it worked out. The good guys won. So I was happy about that. Hey, let's do Take-A-Thon.
Yeah. So do you watch a lot? Are you like a big March Madness guy, Rich?
Okay. So here was my greatest fear about coming on here to do the show with the two of you. I have said this to Eric, and I'll say it to you as well. I'm so impressed by both of your guys' incredible knowledge of college players. I don't know how in the hell you keep up with all of the prospects. I get in on guys by the time we get to championship week and March Madness and things like that. But outside of SAR, I'm completely clueless. So I will watch games that I have a vested interest in, if you know what I mean. But in terms of picking up, but the main value that you get, Eric teases me a little bit, but you actually get better value at the more obscure games because people don't really follow those games as much. So if you kind of know like what players are hurt and things like that, you can pick up good value there. But in terms of like being up on prospects and things like that, like I bow to the two of you guys about that and about the cap. So you know, when it comes to that part of Blazerdom, I am completely lost until we get to like March Madness, and then I kind of start to get up on prospects and things like that. So to answer your question, yes, big March Madness guy once it comes, but like throughout the season, there's just too much going on until, quite frankly, this time of year after the Super Bowl for me to really be up on guys.
Yeah, appreciate the kind words.
Absolutely. You guys are amazing.
You didn't answer the question though. Do you watch March Madness? Are you like, do you love that
yes, I did.
part of it?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay.
Next question, counselor.
Cool. Well, we gotta get you in our bracket pool.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I am notorious for dominating.
Mason asks what we think of Cody Williams. I've been seeing him mocked to us lately. Cody Williams is, I mean, if we don't move up to 1, I think Cody Williams is one of 3 guys we have to get or find a way to get.
I totally agree with that. Yeah, Cody Williams. Yep,
exactly,
totally.
Rich. Just agree.
Absolutely.
So
a lot of upside to Cody Williams.
I watched some Ricochet tape lately, man. I still don't understand why he's getting number 1 pick buzz. He's good. I have him in my top 10, but I would take Cody Williams over him.
Yeah.
Cody Williams just has more creation upside. I just don't see it with Ricochet, man. Like he doesn't move he doesn't handle a ball like a guard. He doesn't move like a guard. He's not shifty. He's a shooter. He just screams like very high floor role player that's probably not going to be a star, which is great if you're drafting outside the top 5 in this draft. I think Cody Williams has a chance to be a star.
He's better defensively too.
Yeah. So I have Cody Williams ahead of Reese Shea on my board. I'm not super high on Reese Shea. He would be a really good fit, but I have a gut feeling we're going to come out of this draft with Reese Shea. I have a gut feeling I'm going to be like, trying not to react too bummed out on draft night after we draft him over Cody Williams, but yeah.
See, this is my board right here. This is my big board. And I don't have any names on it.
Are you showing us something? Because you're frozen.
I was just saying, this is my big board.
Your potato internet strikes again.
The AOL. We were doing good for a while there, too.
Is my audio frozen as well?
No, your audio has been fine this entire time. So, I mean, I guess that's good.
That's all that matters.
Unless you know ASL, then your audio can go out and your video could be fine, and I guess that would be okay.
No, I'm SOL, but that's about it.
We used to have this guy Ben Darling who watched us. And I don't even know if he watches anymore, but
I don't think he does.
Back before Tori actually lagged all the time, Ben would always be like, "Is the feed lagging for anyone else?" And we're like, "No." Like every time, man. Like so we used to tease him about his potato internet because he actually lived in like the farmlands of Illinois or something. Yeah. So just that's a reference to that.
Yeah. Shout out to Ben. He's been our mock off season every year. One of the OGs. Yeah.
That's a good point, Noah. Are you bumming your internet off of like a Chick-fil-A or a McDonald's or something internet? Do you have one of those nearby? You're like just getting free internet off it?
I live above a tattoo parlor, so I'm just ripping their stuff. Nice. I'm in a townhouse. I've got internet. It's good. I don't know what's happening.
Del Taco Wi-Fi.
Yes, Del Taco Wi-Fi.
Might as well center up your picture here. Your still image.
Just leave it. I wish I could refresh it for you guys, make it better, but oh well.
Truly Spencer says Rich has Napster and LimeWire servers feed.
I do. I'm downloading music right now. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's your problem, dude. You gotta wait till after the stream.
I'm not downloading anything. I was just kidding.
Really, really, really rich. Those things don't even exist anymore.
I've got a lot of well, it's true. Like if you have too many tabs open, that will slow your computer down. I've got a lot of Jack Ramsey's episodes to catch up on.
Okay, time for you to go. Goodbye.
No, I'm bagging on them.
You said you had a lot of them up.
No, as a joke, because that's so ridiculous. Who would do that?
Those are the ops. So.
Hey, Rich, I have another question for you.
Sure.
What happens if your girl needs to use the phone?
The phone?
Do you have to leave?
She has her own phone.
Okay.
You guys got cell phones in that house? That's some technological progress. Proud of you.
I don't quite understand. I wish I understood the joke, but you know.
It's because on dial-up you couldn't use the phone while you were connected to the internet.
Oh, that's true.
Come on, Rich. Right. Even I know this.
Dude.
Yeah.
Come on, Rich.
Sorry. I'm almost a Zoomer, so I know this. Come on, though.
Yee-gong.
Okay, Tankathon, because...
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, we'll do it. You'll kind of do it. You'll be here with your voice.
I mean, I'll just be like disembodied voice.
Tori, whenever we record a video, this is what happens. It starts off perfect, and then like 30 minutes in, it starts to get a little slower on Rich's feed, and then by like an hour or two in, it's just like all like weird, and his mic starts going out, and like we almost like we sometimes have to like cut off the call and recall and then move it into like several videos or something.
Hey,
Man.
hey, Eric, listen, there are a lot of things in my life that start off really well, and then 30 minutes into it, it's pretty bad, okay?
I know, you already
Rich.
talked about that, Rich, earlier.
Rich, do you see a video camera button down at the bottom of your screen?
I'm going to go there. I'm not in Skype right now.
What do you mean? We're calling through Skype.
No, I know, but I mean, I've got the chat.
You got
up
stuff
there.
over. Okay, I was.
Yeah, I don't look at myself like you are. Okay, yeah, I see the camera. Yeah,
I'm not even. Yeah, click the camera button
And
and then click it again.
clicked it twice.
You
I'm
turned it
assuming-
off and turned it back on.
I mean, I didn't whisper to it or anything, if that's what you mean. But you know, hey.
Okay, go.
Hey,
Do you know how to? Let's see.
I bet you
Can
turn
we
off-
troubleshoot this?
Turn off Patty, can you?
Turn off what?
No, I was trying to talk sweet to it, and it didn't work.
Turn off.
So-
Did you call it baddie?
No, I called it. I said, do it for Daddy.
Okay, that's even worse.
I know, it's-
Samuel Larson said Rich is busy yelling at kids to get off his front yard.
Oh yeah, it's true. Shaking my fist and.
In before Jackson asked if you needed to factory reset your computer, Rich.
Oh yeah, that's Jackson's favorite joke of all time.
I don't know.
It was only funny because you used to get so pissed when he asked you that.
He did it too many times. Like, we get it. You
know,
love this joke. It's so, like, I just wanted him to get new material, man. That was very triggering. Like, oh man, I'm surprised. I said I was having computer troubles in the chat before the stream started. That's why the stream went live late. And Jackson didn't say anything about it. I was proud of him. And now you just reminded him of this joke, and he's going to do it for another year.
Somebody
Julie
told
Spencer
me.
said Rich posted his Tinder profile.
What? I
Is
gotta
this-
catch this joke.
I'm sure you get a lot of swipes to the right with that one, Rich.
But occupation, YouTuber.
Oh, that's funny. What
Former
the-
actor turned YouTuber.
So going back to your troubleshooting, I did click the camera button. It didn't do anything for me.
Try disconnecting your camera as the camera and then reconnecting it.
Okay. All right. Okay, Chloe.
Or
I'll try
Sam
it.
Larson says to eject the AOL disk and put it back in.
Yeah. All right. Fine.
You good, bro?
No,
Was
I
that supposed to be the Stewie laugh?
no, although
Although I very easily could do that. Yes.
all right. So I'm supposed to disconnect the camera. This is oh god.
Yeah, you go to settings.
This is like having okay, never mind. I was about
Welcome
to make
to
a really
Tech Time with Tori.
Yes.
Well,
Maybe
Tankathon
while
while he's
you
trying to
try
figure
and
it
Yeah,
do
go
this,
ahead.
Rich,
What if I just call back in? What that?
is there a... But then I have to recall Eric and you, right?
Oh, that'd be horrible.
Fine. You gotta get
At least
better.
his audio's working. I just say we roll with it.
I
It's
like this
fine.
picture. It's a fine picture, Rich.
It's really
It's
not.
a fine picture.
But you guys do Tankathon, and I'll work on this on my side. Go ahead.
Yeah, good luck.
I'll
Have
see if
fun.
I can get.
Don't-
Well, it's true.
Don't break anything.
It's too late.
What'd you do?
I mean, I'm just broken.
I mean, you're
inside.
still here. You're fine.
It's true. I am still here. Okay, go ahead.
Portland's at 5. They're 2 games out of Charlotte. They play Charlotte the second game back from the All-Star break on February 25th, so that's a big game if they can lose. Obviously, it depends on other games, but they could be a game back of 4th place. So 4th place is legitimately possible for Portland. They're 3.5 games away from Toronto. With Memphis winning today, they're now 4 games away from Memphis. So got a pretty solid cushion there between 5 and 6 and catching up on 4. The Blazers are doing some serious progress in this tank race, and you love to see it. Golden State won today, barely over Utah. That sucks. They're still there in 13th. The Lakers are a game and a half ahead of them. And then Sacramento is 3.5 games ahead of Golden State, so hoping that this Golden State pick is maybe here at the bottom. But right now, Golden State would be in a play-in. They're 2 games away from moving up to 12. So unfortunately, they're not in the range they were earlier in the season. You got OKC with 2 picks. Houston, if Houston's own pick moves up into the top 4 of this pick that they owe OKC, they keep it. So let's simulate this thing. Scroll up from the bottom. At 14, we got the LA Lakers. At 13, we got the Portland Trailblazers. At 12, we got the Chicago Bulls. At 11, we got the OKC Thunder. At 10, we got the OKC Thunder. At 9, we got the Houston Rockets via Brooklyn. Who moved up, Eric? The 9th team moved up. Who's 9th?
Atlanta.
Atlanta moves up into the top 4. At 8, Memphis. At 7, San Antonio via Toronto. Now this is where Portland would be at 6. We got Charlotte. Ooh. So Charlotte falls 2 spots. Portland, top 4. Beautiful scenes. At 5, we got Washington falling 3 spots. Top 4, here we go, is Rich Good Luck. At 4, we got the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh.
What?
No, I'm just saying that so far so good.
Yeah, we'll see if you're good luck. At 3, we got the Detroit Pistons. At 2, we got the Portland Trailblazers. And at 1, we got the San Antonio Spurs. Screw the Spurs, man. But actually,
take Toppich.
Dude, oh my goodness. Yeah, we're just going to be sitting there begging them to take Toppich. Please take Toppich, San Antonio. You know you want him. They know we wouldn't take him, though, so maybe they trade down to 3 with Detroit, like Jason Tatum, Markelle Fultz, Sixers, Celtics. But, yeah, it's always fascinating when Portland gets 2 and San Antonio gets 1, Eric. Yeah. San Antonio is just always a team with these 2 picks, too. Their pick, if Portland's up here at 2 or 3 and their pick falls out of the top 4 or 5, then, their couple of picks become trade down opportunities. But yeah, I mean, we basically just be crossing our fingers hoping they wouldn't pair Sarr with Wemby. Oh my goodness, that'd be a nightmare. How could they not, Eric? They could change defense forever in the NBA by pairing Sarr with Toppich. Or not Sarr with Toppich, Sarr with Wemby.
Yeah.
How do you score?
I don't know.
Anyway. Any prospects that you've watched recently that you want to talk about, Eric?
Not. My opinions haven't changed enough to warrant bringing them up.
Alrighty. Then that concludes Tankathon. Is Rich still here?
Still here. Apparently Skype itself, while it's still working, it's frozen for me. I can't do anything in it other than just kill it, and then I would be saying goodnight.
Well, so, I think if you close it and reopen it, it might rejoin the call, and I could always just call again.
Well, we'll see. Okay, I'll give it a shot.
All right, let's see. What is in chat, Eric?
What is in chat?
What is in chat? Did you see what's in chat? Am I the only one seeing this?
The Tyrone Woodley thing?
Well, yeah, what are we talking about, bro? What is wrong with you? The mods, why have we not removed this comment?
What?
This is supposed to be a wholesome, PG, family-friendly stream. I know we have Rich on. Makes it PG-13, but it's still PG-13. Okay, that is not PG-13.
Any better?
Yeah, I think you moved slightly. Oh, it's back to the... It was better for a second. Now it's back to the way it was frozen before. All right, well...
Really?
Huh? Oh, no, it's better. You fixed it.
Look at that.
Good job, Rich.
Hey, old people can still serve a purpose.
Do you still have your cutouts, your face head
Sure.
shots on a stick? Did you have
Yeah.
those prepared? Do you have any new ones?
I don't have new
I'm
ones.
bummed out. Do you have a Stephen Vaughn one?
Yeah, I still have the Stephen Vaughn one here somewhere.
I want to see the Stephen Vaughn one.
Okay.
I wanna
What's
take
our
a picture
do your
of
impression
it.
again.
What's our topic?
Anything Stephen would
I
feel
liked
strongly
what you
about.
said earlier about Anthony Simon sucking tonight, and we needed to,
Oh my goodness.
trade him.
Tori, look, you've got my attention. Okay? You've got my attention. I took you a little for granted, you know.
Oh man. I think I'm just gonna tweet out this picture and tag him. I'm not gonna text him at past midnight. But that's beautiful. There's a
Yeah.
Is this frozen like this?
Rich, can you please say I'm just asking the questions, man?
Rich, where'd you
Rich?
go?
Oh no,
Oh, man.
no! At least we had audio before. No,
Did
Oh, I heard he's giggling.
I lose you?
yeah.
You're
Where-
here now, and it's frozen on the Stephen Vaughn headshot, which I love.
Well, there you go.
Say I'm just asking the questions, man.
Hey, look, I'm just asking questions, Tori, okay? That's all I'm doing. I'm just asking questions. Look, Dame, I think Dame is going to go down as one of the top 287 players in NBA history.
287. Okay.
And quite frankly, not to give it all away, but I've got him at 287. Okay.
So I heard you did a Tory impersonation before, and I missed it.
There's no real Tory. I mean, look, you could just do the, when you're frustrated, there's the good slowing down. Like, what are we doing? Like, that's always good. We don't have any assets. I mean, you just have some colorful catchphrases that are fun, but it doesn't come from a mocking place. I would say Danny Meringue and Steven more so come from a mocking place.
We don't got no assets.
If I'm being honest.
I want you to mock me. I wish I was a little more memeable then.
Nah.
It's fun. I can take it. I read.
Listen.
Okay.
The best.
No, we do not. We can't. Nope. Can't show that around here. Can't do it. Can't do it. Goodbye.
The best draft capital to have is the Minnesota Timberwolves, because they're never going to be good. What a great call that was. What a great call that was. Good job.
Never ever. Oh
Good.
man.
Good job. And then and my last one, I mean, I could just sit here and just nod a lot like that,
You have a Chauncey one, right? You could just sit there and clap a lot.
No, I don't have a Chauncey one. I should make a Chauncey one.
And just sit there clapping.
Well, now you have your George Clooney one on.
Bless your heart. He's super old too. So there you go.
I want a Scorching Trails podcast with Rich Tory and Rich Steven.
Dude, yeah, there you go. That's your next video, Rich.
What?
Just do a whole show where you do a Scorching Trail episode as both Tori and Steven.
Oh my god.
So play both sides? Do both sides?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Have like a whole argument as both of them, and
I
I
should
think
do.
that
I
would
should-
be freaking hilarious, dude.
That would be funny.
No, I should set up. I should set up like a Blazers around the horn, and do like Mike Richmond perform, Danny Meringue perform, Steven, and just have everybody go at it. Like
Dude,
something
that
like
is your next great idea, yeah. That would be funny. I would love
It'd
it.
be funny. It'd be funny. Oh, we goof around because if we don't, we'll cry ourselves to sleep, boys.
I don't really want to talk about the game.
But what do you guys? So, I want to ask you guys. Now that we're at the All-Star break, I know we were talking about good value, but what would you guys say? Take the value out of it. What are your conference finals / finals picks as things stand today? Forget the value. You can go chalk. That's fine.
Let's go East first. I got Celtics Knicks.
Wow, the Knicks. Cool. What about you, Eric?
I still think this is very dependent on Joel Embiid. So it's tough to say completely without knowing his status. But I still have a funny feeling the Bucks figure it out. So I'll say Bucks and Celtics.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. I think this will be one of those things where the Bucks probably in a second round series against, say, the Cavs, get themselves down in a series like 3-2, but then something clicks in an elimination game. They end up winning that series, and then try to ride that momentum into the Eastern Conference Finals against Boston. So I'd love to be original, but those were my two teams at the beginning of the year. And even with Milwaukee's struggles, even though I think they're an upset alert, I would pick the same two teams. Tori, that's pretty ballsy going with the Knicks. That's cool.
Yeah, I got the Knicks beating the Celtics. They've been good with OG. I think Bogdanovich will end up being a good pickup. Burks, I don't know if they'll be playing him in the playoffs.
Is there any way we could get an OKC Minnesota Western Conference Finals? I can't see it.
I
mean, it's definitely possible.
Well, of course it's possible, but I can't see it. I can't see neither one of those teams stubbing their toe.
So what's your pick, Eric? My pick's going to be boring.
The West?
For the West.
I'm gonna say Clippers and Denver.
That's what I was gonna say. Which is boring, yeah. But here's the thing: if they end up on the same side of the bracket, though, then that makes things really interesting. I'm kind of rooting for that. Like if they're the 2 and the 3.
Yeah.
Kind of hope that happens.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I think experience really matters, so I'm with you guys on that. And then who's your champ? Celtics
is just such a boring team to go with, but yeah, I think this is the year they get it done.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I could bring up a really boring topic. So there you go. Great. I'm back.
Let's do championship lines. Let's take a look at championship lines really quick. Let me pull it up here though. Give me a second.
Colonel Pancake says he's going for the Mavs.
Ballsy, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it. Okay, so if we head over to BetUS, these are the odds they have on champions. Once again, use our link in the description box below to sign up. Code JOIN125 for 3 deposit matches of 125%. They're trying to hook you up. It's a great value. So you can bet by which conference will have the champion. Right now, I'd probably bet East because Boston. But if it's not Boston, though, I would probably take multiple teams from the West over the next team in the East.
Mm-hmm.
You can bet based off state. They actually, I don't see any like team picks. Will it be a first-time winner? So like Brooklyn, Charlotte, the Clippers, the Suns, Minnesota, and yes is plus 250. So if you think it's going to be like the Clippers, the Timberwolves, or the Suns, those are the 3 that I think have a legitimate chance at it. I mean, maybe the Pacers too, but they're more of a long shot. Then you can vote yes.
That's a fun prop.
It is a fun Yeah, I like it. And then betting based off state. I mean, Boston, Milwaukee are the two favorites, and then you got Denver and Minnesota, OKC, right? I would probably take the field here, but that's minus 300, so I don't like that line.
What's Milwaukee to win the championship?
They don't have it on a team-by-team basis, I don't think. Maybe I didn't. Okay. Oh, no. They do. Yeah, I was going to say, it would make no sense for them not to. Yeah, they got everything. They got all the weird little international basketball games that you could bet on, Rich. But right now, it's Boston plus 300. You got Denver and the Clippers plus 450. And then you got the Milwaukee Bucks plus 600. Everybody else is plus 1,400 or higher.
Plus 600 is not bad if they turn it around. That's not bad. That's not bad value.
Yeah,
That's what I would be rooting for this postseason anyway. So might as well put some money behind my heart.
Yeah, exactly. I talked about that earlier in the season.
And then you get lose twice.
I just don't think Doc Rivers can win a championship, man. Another one. It's not. It's 2024. It's not 2008. Like, I don't trust him. I would be shocked to see Doc Rivers on a NBA Finals stage.
Yeah.
With confetti falling. Like, I just can't fathom it. Hopefully, but I don't like the Bucks, man. Like, I'd probably just go with the Celtics. I think the Celtics' path has actually become easier with the Bucks struggles. The Knicks and Cavs, they're good, but I think the Celtics should be definitely favored against those teams. I thought Philadelphia could maybe give them some trouble because you got Embiid, but he's hurt. Like, I love Boston to win it all. So plus 300 is still pretty good odds. You use that 125% bonus, and that's like, what? Let me do the math. If you deposit $100, you get $675 if they win with that 125% bonus. So that's pretty good money. So if any of you want it, link in description to sign up and promo code JOIN125 for 3 deposit bonuses of 125%.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Celtics, you got to be pretty happy with the way that things have been breaking. Go ahead, Eric.
I was just say Taylor Packer earlier in the stream said that Heiken doubled down on they're locked in. The Blazers are locked into their lottery position. I didn't see that. Is that true? It makes even less sense to say it now.
What does he mean by that? I don't get it.
He basically is saying that it's going to be.
He's guaranteeing that we're going to have the fifth.
We're not going to move up or down in the lotto standings.
We're 2 games out of 4th with 28 to go, dude. I mean, why?
Crazy.
Don't get mad at the media, Tori. Do not do it. Had a good stream.
Don't play their game.
I'm not going to get sucked into this BS. I mean, my God, man. Like, just saying stuff just to say it. That's all they do is just say stuff just to say stuff. Either it's... Okay, I'm not going to do it. Never mind. I'm resisting the urge to rant. And my food, I think, is about to be here.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, it was here 10 minutes ago.
Did you announce it?
I got Wendy's. It's going to be cold,
okay.
Though. Rip. I do got a microwave, though. So, I guess I could use my microwave. Shout out to Truly Spencer PDX with a $2 donation. First dono of the stream. Thank you, Spencer. Appreciate you. Says, fun show tonight. Rich should be on more often. Well, Rich is going to be here probably at least a couple more times. I mean, maybe a few more times. Just to help us deal with the monotony of another tanking season that I'm expecting, I mean, Rich, you make this stream fun. I really enjoyed listening to you and Eric driving back from Bend that one time, though, just like out in the middle of nowhere at like 4 p.m. It was sunny. Like, listening to you guys in my car was, I don't know, it was a vibe, man. It was a vibe.
Yeah, that was a good one. I think we were coming off the Brooklyn win, so we talked a lot of basketball that stream.
Yeah, I talked a lot about Jeremy Grant trades that never came to reality.
Never happened. Yep.
Yeah.
I like how I'm going to come on to help with the losing, but once we start winning, I'm out. Like, you won't see me anymore. No, but hopefully,
Were you on after a win last time? Maybe I forget.
Maybe. But listen, man, when the team starts winning, hopefully, and things start clicking, I mean, it'll be much better for your guys' channel, better for my channel. It'll be great for all of us.
Yeah.
It'd be great. It'd be great to see us get things right. I'm still hopeful, but I'm a realist with what I've seen. I said hopeful. You shut up.
You are like the only person we've brought on as like a guest like this for a post-game show, so you should feel pretty honored.
I appreciate it. I am honored.
Rich,
Yes.
you can't watch your videos and then say you're hopeful for Joe Cronin to accomplish something.
Well, listen, I look at it the same way that my girlfriend looks at me, and thinks maybe someday,
Gonna be about ED
someday
again.
he'll put it together. Now we all know, look, we all know I'm never gonna put it together, but she hopes I will. So I'm the same way about the Blazers.
Yeah.
Wow. I kind of ground everything to a halt right there, didn't I?
Well, I got confused with Tori leaving and turning his
Oh,
camera to part of my scene. Yeah.
He went to go get food? Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, chat. What do we all think about Tori?
Yeah, tell me, Rich.
We love you. Colonel Pancake said, "Show us how honored you are." Hey, listen, man. No more, casting couch stuff for me. I've learned my lesson. But thank you.
Okay, it's time to end the stream. Thank you.
I'm not going to tell Tori. I'm not going to tell the story that I told you off stream. I promise. I will not tell it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna end the stream before you can.
Fair enough.
Blazers.
No life advice before we leave? Like, what if people have lives?
We've been
And they need
talking
advice.
about life.
Okay, if anybody wants life advice, we got 5 minutes of Rich life advice.
There we go. Let's do it.
Well, Tori eats his Wendy's.
So I'm
There you go.
literally gonna eat on stream. I do not care.
I don't care either.
I've done it before, a long time ago. Buffalo Wild Wings, spicy wing. Remember that, Eric?
Aeromancer said that I turn everything dirty.
Yeah.
I'm from the South. Like, we're dirty. Like, we don't shower much.
How do I keep my fern alive?
That's what Google's for, Aeromancer.
You get a fake one.
We need legitimate life advice questions, or I'm ending this stream.
Okay, fair enough. Mute that bozo. At least turn the cushions over. Funny.
Alvy asked how you break a curse, Rich.
How do you break a curse? Oh boy. Like your team never winning a championship curse?
It might actually be really time to end this. No. No. I'm not putting up with this.
Get the nepotistic female owner to sell the team. That's probably number one way to end the curse. That would be my number one piece of advice.
Aeromancer, I was going to show that before and then delete it. But, Drew, why would you say that, dude?
Somebody said,
say?
yo, is fixed.
What'd Dro say? I don't even see a message from Dro.
I can't see it.
Somebody said...
Or I can't say it.
So
Type it to me on Discord.
Extrovert said, should I be brushing my dog's teeth on a regular basis? Yes, you should. All disease enters the mouth, I think. So I brush my dog's teeth. Let me restate that. My dog's teeth get brushed. Okay. So yes, you should brush your dog's teeth if you can sucker them into it. It's hard to get them to let you do it.
Can one of the mods
I got
mods
sure.
tell me what he said? I'm really curious as to what he could have said that would have been that bad. But it's Dro, so I should probably be scared.
There, I sent it to you.
Colonel Pancake said, should we use the same brush that we use on the dog? Sure. I mean, do families buy multiple toothbrushes in the South? No. So you're fine.
Dro, we're not gonna... No, Dro, no, stop. Go to bed, bro.
Jackson said, not true, Rich. There are other ways to transmit diseases. Fact check true, Jackson. Thank you very much. I loved college too. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, well...
I need to find something random to copy, so just in case.
What do you mean?
There we go. Oh, like if my wife used my computer and accidentally hits the paste button and sees Dro's comment that I copy and pasted to you, like I'm searching for that or something.
I mean, you did say Dro. She's heard of Dro, right?
No, I said Dro to you, but I didn't. I copy and pasted the quote.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I typed Dro in and then pasted the quote.
Guys, are we lagging?
No,
Dro.
you're like,
Rich. Who do you think? It's probably you, bro.
I don't know. It looks like the whole thing is spinning for me. You both are frozen.
do you still hear us then?
I still hear you both, but people are saying, "Oh no."
Well, the stream's lagging. It's time for me to end the stream. It's your KFC Wi-Fi, says Noah. Anyway, Rich, thank you for joining us. Guys, you can go subscribe to RipCityRetro, which is Rich's channel. Link in the description box below. I'll also toss it in the chat. Eric, any final words?
Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Rich, for coming on.
I apologize to everyone for my appearance. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Apologize to everyone for ruining their innocence.
Yes.
Shame.
No, thank
Shane's not coming back.
Thank you guys so much for letting me be on the stream. I really appreciate it. It's great to, be a small part of your guys' community, and thanks for letting me come on. I always appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for putting out the content that you do. I enjoy it. Thoroughly enjoy it. Thank you for being somebody that isn't just gonna kiss Joe Kernan's ash. Ash. I said ash because I don't cuss.
Ash Cash.
Ash Cash. Yeah, something like that.
Pretty much nothing he has, I'm gonna kiss. I mean, just for the record, so it doesn't. What it is.
I did not need to know. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
you should ask Rich if he knows who Ash Cash.
I don't. Who is that?
I don't even. I've heard of whoever that is, but I don't know anything about them.
All right.
So I don't even relate. Anyway, shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this post-game show. Appreciate them.
Peace out.
Description, promo code JOIN125. Check out Rich's channel, link in description. We'll be live again on... Can I do my outro? Let me do my outro, man. I gotta tell people when we're gonna be live next, because we're gonna be live next on our second channel, Blazers Uprise Live, on Monday at approximately 9, maybe 9:30 p.m. Pacific time.
You cut me out.
For good reason. Okay, so because there's no games, there's no picks against the spread, we're just going to stream later at like our off-season time. So between 9 and 9:30, Blazers Uprise Live on Monday. We'll recap maybe the All-Star game, All-Star contest, that sort of thing. You can get in on All-Star contests if you want to bet on any of them. Make sure to use BetUS with that link and promo code. Anything else, Eric?
We ain't got no assets.
Thanks everyone for
showed your camera right in time for that. That was kind of crazy. Go ahead, Eric. I apologize.
That was perfect. All right. Love you all. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Tori. Have a good night.
Yeah, catch y'all later. Until next time. As always, peace out. Go Blazers.